Morning, Bearcats. Happy Friday. We are going to be working on plot diagram again today and actually filling out a couple of those as a practice. So remember, plot diagram is just where you are telling the events that happened in the story. And we have 5 parts of plot diagram: the exposition, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the resolution. So there are 3 examples on this slide. I'm going to do number 1 for you, and then you are going to do the ones on slides 3 and 4 on your own and then turn that in. Okay. So slide 3, the story is called Aiden's Day at the Lake. Finally, a hot day, thought Aiden. He had been waiting for a hot summer day to conquer his goal of learning to water ski. He had attempted the feat countless times last year, but had never succeeded. This summer, he was determined to get up out of the water and actually ski. He had convinced his parents to hitch up the boat and head to Browns Lake, a short 15-minute drive from their house. Now he was out floating in the water. His life jacket was secured, and he gripped the rope. "Okay, you can do this," Aiden whispered to himself. He nodded to his dad in the boat and soon felt the rope tighten up as the boat pulled forward. Before he knew it, though, his skis were behind him, and he knew that there was no hope of getting up. He had to let go of the rope and slap the water in frustration. The boat circled around, his dad returning the rope to him to try again. "Okay, now you remember what it feels like when you take off. Keep those skis in front of you, and the boat will take it from there," his dad said. "Okay," Aiden replied. Soon he was ready for a second attempt. Aiden nodded to his dad. The boat pulled forward as he focused on keeping his skis in front of him. Up, up, up. Whoa, too far. He had risen out of the water, but then fell back into the water on his back. He was excited, though, as this was the first time he had actually gotten out of the water. He cheered and pumped his fist in the air. So keep in mind, he's starting to get excited there. "You were up!" Aiden's mom exclaimed as they circled around to get him. "I know," Aiden shrieked, grinning from ear to ear. "Get ready. I'm going to nail it this next time." He was right. On his third attempt, he got out of the water and stayed up. In fact, he skied for almost 2 minutes before his skis hit a wave and he fell. The boat circled around. "You did it! Congratulations," his parents told him. "Thanks. That was so much fun," Aiden exclaimed. "Am I ever exhausted now? Though I'm ready for a break." At home that night, he recalled his 3 attempts and the 2 minutes he spent skiing atop the water. "What an incredible feeling," he thought. "I can't wait to go skiing again." All right, so we are now going to fill out this plot diagram. And let me add a text box real quick. So the first part of the plot diagram is the introduction, the exposition, and that is where we learn our characters, kind of our setting, and a little bit of background knowledge. So looking back in the story, who is our main character? Where are they at? I'll give you a couple of seconds to think of that on your own. And hopefully you should have said that our main character is Aiden, and he's with his family. We're spending the day at the lake trying to ski. Okay, so that's just a quick introduction. Okay. And then next, the rising action, then the climax, and the falling action. This one's a little tricky. You can do this however you want. Some people like to do the rising action, then the climax. I like to do the climax first, so I know the event that comes before it and after it. So the climax is that OMG moment where somebody gets excited. You got to know what's going to happen next. I'm going to give you a minute to think where maybe in the story does Aiden get excited, or is it kind of a turning point for him? Where do things start to turn around? And hopefully you're going to say Aiden's second attempt at skiing. And he doesn't actually get up all the way. I cannot spell today. he gets partially up for a few seconds and he gets excited. So hopefully by knowing that's our climax, that makes it easier to kind of figure out what our rising action is and what our falling action, that event. And usually we have a few events, but since this is a short story, we are just going to have one event here and one event here. So think to yourself, what event happened before his second attempt? Hopefully you said his first attempt. Aiden is not able to get out of the water at all. So him and his family are going skiing today at the lake. Our rising action is his first attempt. He's not able to get out of the water. Our climax is his second attempt where he starts to get out of the water. He's getting really excited. So then what do you think our falling action is going to be? And I'll give you a minute to think about that. Hopefully this one's a little bit easier because we said first attempt, second attempt. Hopefully that kind of leads you to that answer of Aiden's third attempt, where he gets up and skis for 2 minutes. And this one's a little bit different because that's kind of where his problem is solved. So that's where he's starting to solve that problem. And then the conclusion, how does the story end? What is he doing at the end of the story? This is usually going to be in that last paragraph, that last chapter of a story, or that last page of a story. So to end the story, Aiden is at home thinking about the day and can't wait to go skiing again. Okay, so that is all you are going to do for slides 3 and 4. You're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to read the story. You're going to tell me the introduction, the rising action, the climax, the falling action, and the conclusion. You're only going to have one event for your rising action, one event for your falling action. And this is something that is still really new. So if you are struggling with it, that is okay. You can reach out to me, email me, comment on the assignment, ask for help. Just do your best. This gives me an idea, again, kind of like that pre-assessment of where you are labeling the parts. Are you able to find those parts? And we will do some more stuff with this next week when you guys are in person with me, okay? If you have any missing assignments from earlier this week, feel free to work on those too. Second quarter has started. Let's make the second quarter better than the first quarter and make sure we are staying on top of our work, okay? So if you guys have any questions, email me, comment on the assignment, and have a great weekend.